All right, so apparently I like to acquire other people's pets. So a couple years back, my sister, who has the same pet getting disease as I do, got a bird. And recently she got a puppy. The dog tries to eat her bird. So she was like, do you want Maui? This video is all about cohabitation. Enjoy.
Before bringing your new bird home, make sure that you've already set up his cage in a safe, warm, sunny, yet observable room, away from your original parrot. Give him at least a day to acclimate, but preferably until he begins showing natural, comfortable behaviors like eating and not having fluffed up feathers. Allow a quarantine period at least until you can get your bird to the vet to get a clean bill of health. Once you get a clean bill of health from the vet, then you can set your original bird in the same room as your new bird. Set their two separate cages apart from each other across the room so they can observe one another from afar without feeling threatened. When you feel that your birds are ready to meet for the first time outside of their cage, face to face, make sure that it's somewhere that is neutral, not a perch where there may be territorial issues or cages, but in a safe place where they can each get away. I prefer to leave my birds flighted for a first meeting so that if they feel the need to fly away from the situation, that they have the option to do that. Because generally when birds bite, it's because they don't have any other choice. After the first meeting, allowing your birds to do everyday bird activities together is the best way to get them to bond. Initially, you can have them have their own individual treats and then work your way up to them having a single treat that they share together, like they would in a flock. Another behavior my birds like to do together is to bathe. As you can see here, Domino is even exhibiting some breeding behavior. She is offering a chance for Maui to breed with her, which is an awesome sign that shows that at this point they had bonded. Once your birds are friendly with each other outside of the cage, then you can start thinking about housing them together. I would start with what's called a breeding cage or a divided cage. Really, it's just a safety net so that before you put them in the same cage and some disaster happens, you can kind of get a feel for, are they going to attack each other or not? Until we found out if Maui was a girl or a boy, I did not want to have any unexpected surprises. Turns out Maui is a boy and Domino is a girl. So I had to get an even bigger divided cage. As you can see, each side of the cage is big enough for the individual parrot. You'll also notice that I put their food bowls right next to each other so that way they can eat together. I've also put their sleeping perches next to each other so when they're sleeping at night they feel protected and like they're in a flock with one another. I've removed the bird buddies or the birdie sleeping huts. Not just because they're a safety hazard, but also because I wanted the birds to bond to each other and not to a little fuzzy blanket. I also noticed that Maui was having a hard time coming out of his cage and he would go and hide in the bird hut. Since I've taken it out, he's had a lot more confidence and comes out a lot easier than he used to. The bad thing about this cage is that it's not as easy to clean as the two individual cages were. As you can see, I have to lift this huge thing up just to dust underneath. And forget about taking it into the shower to wash it. I have to scrub each bar with a toothbrush. The grates and trays, however, I clean daily. Once your birds are a bonded pair and they are caged together, that doesn't mean that you don't have to take them out of their cage anymore. They still need time together outside of their cage. They also need time with you. A lot of articles that I've read have said that once you get a new bird and bring it into your home, then your old bird will bond to that bird and will no longer be interested in you. I've found the opposite to be true. It's added even more love, even more enjoyment, and less stress.
So late at night, I have to have fun.